Hey guys, so I just finished watching Eli Roth's take on Death Wish, a remake of the 1974 classic starring Charles Bronson back in the day. This time out we have Bruce Willis playing the title role of Paul Kersey. In the original with Charles Bronson, Paul Kersey was an architect, and in this one Bruce Willis is playing a surgeon. Now that has kind of given rise to me a few questions about the ethical dialogue we could have in regards to a professional surgeon whose job is to, save lives, becoming a vigilante that is out killing people. It's not really touched on in the movie, but I thought it was an interesting thing they could have taken up in the story itself. Alas, that wasn't brought up in the movie, so I kind of switched that gear off in my head and just kind of absorbed the movie for what it was. An action thriller directed by horror enthusiast Eli Roth, doing one of his first movies that isn't actually a horror film. This one is a straight up revenge thriller, and it was a lot of fun. The original was a kind of like filmed in '74. It was a real dirty, grimy kind of revenge story about a man who is out for justice after his family, his wife and his daughter, they're hurt quite badly. In that original movie, we do have more of a graphic rape scene. In the original, his wife is murdered and his daughter is raped, and he goes on a rampage, having lost all motivation to live. He's just focused on getting revenge, and in that movie he doesn't actually find the perpetrators of the crime. He's just out killing people who are committing crimes, and that's the story. The story is more about him trying to find balance in life and try to find some kind of purpose after having loved ones taken away from you. In this one, Bruce Willis is the surgeon. His wife, played by the wonderful Elizabeth Shue, murdered. I'm not giving anything you're not seeing in the trailers.
I love my family, but when they needed me most.
911, what is your emergency?
There's men, they're breaking into my house. I think they're here. No.
I failed to protect them.
His wife is murdered and his daughter is in hospital in a coma. So he's angry, the police system isn't working, gun violence it's set in Chicago, so gun violence is rampant. Like, there's so many people getting shot. We've got news reports and radio reports of people nightly, 30 to 40 people plus getting shot every night. And I guess that's like a real life snapshot of America at the present moment. So Bruce Willis is become a vigilante. He's out, very reminiscent to his character in Unbreakable, where he is a man who has suddenly got these superpowers and takes it upon himself to go out and get justice on those committing crimes around the city. So this one, very reminiscent of that, minus the superpowers. So Paul is roaming the streets at night. He's got a gun. He's teaching himself how to use this thing via YouTube videos, how to put it together. And he's using his prowess as a surgeon to heal himself whenever he gets injured. So that way he's kind of staying off the radar. He doesn't need to go to hospital. And by circumstances, he comes across a gun, so he doesn't need to have to actually buy one legally and register it. And yeah, so we have an action thriller that is really quite a lot of fun.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. We got to talk about what's happening in Chicago.
Everybody's watching this viral video. This guy in the hoodie, they're calling him the Grim Reaper. He stopped a carjacking.
Is he right for taking the law into his own hands?
He's become a folk hero.
What about the shooter?
You look like a white dude.
Eli Roth, like I said, has come from a background in horror films, so he does kind of bring that sensibility in regards to the special effects. His films are kind of notorious for having that really strong gore factor, and he does have a couple really nice gory kills in this one.
We're closed, pal.
You killed my wife. Who else was there?
I don't know anything else.
I believe you, Joe.
So you're not gonna kill me?
No. Jack is.
In regards to the remake, yeah, this is a nice, shiny, glossy remake of a classic. I don't know if a lot of people have seen the Charles Bronson original. I've just recently watched it, well, like a year ago, and I have Death Wish 2 recently as well, and I have got Death Wish 3 and 4 on the pile ready to watch. There is a part 5, but that is like really hard to get hold of, so I'm not really too fussed about that one because what I've heard is it's not very good anyway. But I really do appreciate what Eli Roth has done with this one based on the book by Brian Garfield. He also did a follow-up novel, I think, from memory, and that was also turned into a movie called Death Sentence, starring Kevin Bacon and directed by James Wan. Also, the story of a man who was based on the character in the novel who gets revenge on a bunch of gangbangers after they kill his son. A lot of gory kills in that one as well. I enjoyed the film for what it was, made back in 2007. Been a long time since I've seen it, but I did enjoy it, and at the time I did not know that it was actually related to the Death Wish franchise. So we have now got Death Wish with Bruce Willis, and yeah, it was really quite good. It has kind of like a little bit of a focus on gun violence in America and what it's like to be a vigilante, how social media and YouTube kind of like get the story of these people out to the masses, and you know, what does it take to stop gun violence, and what would you do if you had the opportunity, if you were witnessing a crime? Would you intervene? Would you be a bystander? Would you film it, or would you just walk away? So those kind of questions did kind of pop into my head. They weren't really answered too much in the movie, but you know, it kind of opens up a discussion. Not saying that this is like a massively deep film that needs to be dissected and diagnosed about society in America today. It was a fun action revenge thriller. But just as I was watching it, these kind of questions just kind of popped up in my head. But anyway.
You got caught in some crossfire?
The ice cream man done it.
The ice cream man?
Can't walk to school if you don't work for him.
Who are you? Your last customer.
I enjoyed the film for what it was. Remakes come and go. Some are good, some aren't. This was pretty on par with the original. Bruce Willis, I think, acts a little better than Charles Bronson does, but that's just my opinion. But I really enjoyed it. So giving it a rating out of 10, Death Wish would get a solid 7. It was fun. It was nothing too taxing. It was light entertainment, and it kind of passed the afternoon. Would I recommend it? Yeah, check it out. Would I recommend the original series? By all means, have a look. I haven't dived into the novel yet. Perhaps I might check it out one day, but as it stands, I enjoy the films for what they are, so yeah. And it's good to see Bruce Willis back. I thought from the trailers that he was going to be really channeling a John McClane vibe in this, but the wisecracks really were kind of kept to a minimum. He didn't really have that that sarcastic streak that John McClane has. But it was still really cool having Bruce Willis on screen doing his thing. One of my favourite actors. You know, guys, thanks for checking into my channel. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.
You look much better. Getting out, socializing.
Not so much.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Okay, I will.